Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to detect if a point is inside a circle on Android. I'm going to continue where I left off in the collision detection setup video. If you haven't watched that video yet, do it now. Let's start by creating a new class. Change this to class and call it circle. A circle is defined by its center and its radius. The center coordinates should be mutable, since we're going to move the circle, so use var x float and var y float. The radius can be read-only, val r float. Back in custom view, let's create an instance of our new circle class. Val circle equals circle with x at 400, y at 400 and a radius of 200. We also need a paint to draw with on the canvas. Paint equals paint, import paint, and apply some changes to its properties. Set the color to color black, the style to stroke, so that only the borders will be drawn but no fill, and the stroke width to 8. In the onDraw function, after the null check of canvas, insert an apply block, so that we don't have to check for null multiple times. In the apply block, draw the circle with draw circle, circle x, circle y, circle R, and paint. Let's see the result. To make the circle look less pixelated, you can set the anti-alias flag on the paint. Run again, and maybe you will see a difference. Maybe not. Now we can check if the clicked point is inside the circle. I'm going to assign the result of this check to a Boolean variable, which I will use in the onDraw function to change the background color to red if the point is inside the circle. Var collision equals false. Now in onDraw, if collision, draw color red, else green. In the onTouch event function, when action is action down, which means we have just touched the screen, we can check if the touched point is inside the circle and assign it to collision. Collision equals circle contains xy. Now we have to add the contains function to our circle class. Fun contains. This function receives two floating point numbers representing a point, x float and y float, and it returns a boolean true if the point is inside the circle and false if it is not. I'm going to use Pythagoras' theorem to calculate the distance between the point and the center of the circle. For this, we first need the distance in x direction and the distance in y direction. Val x distance equals this dot x minus x, and val y distance equals this dot y minus y. Now we can calculate the distance. Distance equals the square root of the sum of the squares. So x distance times x distance plus y distance times y distance. But the square root function only takes a double, so we have to convert one of these to a double. This works, but I think it will look better if you put the conversion around the whole expression. Yes, better. Finally, we can return true if the distance is less than or equal the radius. Return distance is less than or equal r. If you don't consider it a collision, if the point lies exactly on the circumference of the circle, you can write less than instead of less than or equal. But I like it this way. Since it is a little bit faster to calculate the square than to calculate the square root of something, people often square both sides of this inequality to get rid of the square root. So instead of r, write r times r. Instead of distance, write squared distance. Same here, squared distance, and delete the square root. Earlier I said that the coordinates have to be mutable, because I thought about the next tutorial. In this tutorial, they can actually be read-only. Now back in our custom view, the contains function is not read anymore, and the only thing left to do is to update the screen with the invalidate function and run the app. Now click into your circle and enjoy the beautiful red. That's all for this video. Goodbye.